It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between these road warriors and the Dallas Cowboys. To kick off, here's Riley Patterson. And here we go from AT&T Stadium. This will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. First run of the game for Javonte Williams. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Seven yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Another run for Williams. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Dak off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack draws him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this 2nd down.
Kid, all the data lately has taught us really clearly. Sacks, negative yardage plays. They not only just destroy that play, they destroy drives. Well done, defense.
His first throw is an interception. Marquise Bell making the play. And the Cowboys are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. When you are facing a top 10 defense, you don't expect to wait long to see him make an impact, partner, and it only took him one drive here.
Yep, this group, they didn't get that top ranking by sitting back and letting the game come to them, They get it by attacking and attacking the ball.
The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They pick the handoff, now Richardson. Hauled in by Worthy, right side. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Some of these quarterbacks, Kate, I swear, it's just instinctive. Like a great running back, they just know how to buy a little bit more time and to create space to find those completions outside the pocket.
Richardson fires quickly out wide. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Cowboy 80.
Wideouts getting involved in the ground game. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock, you got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Forced out to his right. Catch is made in close. And he stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
Chance to stack some momentum if they can turn this turnover into 6. It's 1st and goal. Richardson on the sneak. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Cowboys pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. The fact that they pulled that out on a 1st and goal, Brock, didn't wait for a later down. Gotta imagine that played a part in its success, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It sure did, and I would have loved to see those eyes in the huddle, right? When you call QB sneak and you look at those guys in the huddle, and the big guys in particular, many times they will tell you with their body language, we're ready to go, and that group certainly was.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35. First down, here's Dak. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. The rookie out of Colorado, the one to bring him down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Dak now from the gun. Oh, should have had another one there. Defense getting opportunity after opportunity to pick it off. But 2 in a row now slipped away. Now, it sure seems like they have found the wrinkle in their coverage that this QB just can't quite read, Brock. Got him on a pick on the last drive, and he should have had him again right there.
Kate, I can't tell you how lonely a feeling this is.
Yeah.
One interception, you don't like back-to-back drives. That's a really hard walk off the field.
And he needed a little more room to reach that line. The stop is made in time. That brings up 4th down. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. From their own side, they're going to go for this. They need about 2. They do snap it. Here's Prescott. He's got it to his running back. And that was a big 3-yard gain because if instead of a turnover on downs, partner, it gets him the first. It's like you always say, right back to work for him. Getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game. And you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
And our first down only gets about a yard here. And the defender there to force him out.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The 2 were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Going left side, Williams with it. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start to push into Cowboys territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Motioning the tight end left. Prescott now to throw on 3rd down. Skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
So it looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4. They're going for it. Here's Prescott. That one's caught. Judy has it. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Look at that. No worry at all from their sideline, Brock. A 13-yard pickup on 4th down. That was impressive. All set to go now from the 35. Williams now on 1st and 10. And the power play up the gun only results in 2 yards.
It's got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Dak to the air here. Screen here for Williams. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this 3rd down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Prescott out of the gun, third down. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And he's going to score. Pick 6 for Dallas.
I know you feel the same questions I do from people as, well, do you ever have a rooting interest in the game? Or is it hard to not root for your home team or anything like that? No, the only thing we root for, to be honest, is a close game. And right now, with this kind of start, it doesn't feel like we're going to have one.
Patterson on for the extra point. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the first. That's the end of our opening quarter. Our score, 14-0. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Welcome back for the start of the second. Our visiting offense out in possession of the ball. Off the play fake, it's Prescott. They have it on second and short. He beams one deep right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. But still plenty of options left on third and short.
I think I got the same thought bubble as all the fans in the stands with that one. You just got to tuck it. Don't try to force the issue. You're out there in the open space. Put your head down and go get the first.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. Well, this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And they're going to have a first down now.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. First down, and they go right back to it. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Motioning one of the tight ends. Now Dak to throw. He puts some juice on it deep. And in he goes for the touchdown. The Sentinels start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Devin Duvernay to return it. bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Richardson. Buying some time right. Oh, shouldn't let that one go. It's intercepted. Jamel Dean makes the play. And the Sentinels get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Prescott here from the gun. Headed out right. He can run it. It's going to be a short pickup down to the 45. Dallas Turner there to bring him down.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Prescott now on 3rd down. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 28. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Give to Williams from the gun. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the gun is Prescott. Short pass brought in. He's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Here we go. Hey, kill. 47. 26.
Prescott, a quick throw, complete. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
So it looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4. 4th down. Pass coming. To the right and pulled in by Judy. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That is a clutch 7-yard pickup, partner. Pays off the call to go for it there on 4th down.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
All set now. 1st and 10. Now it's Williams. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Here's Dak. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. The Sentinels earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. One after is good by Boregalis. And the Sentinels tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Here's Duvernay on the return. Field flipping effort there as he's brought down on the opposite side of the 50.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that can swing a game. What a great return now to start out on a short field, and you've got to believe all this offense is thinking is let's capitalize and find that end zone.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Come on, come on.
Left side pulled in by Pittman. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. It's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And they make the tackle at the 38. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard.
Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Quick pass here into the hands of Pittman. This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up third down.
Drop 60, drop 60.
Third and 1.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Chased out to his right. He's going to run for it. And he will not get them to that marker. Heck, all he can do is get back to the line. 4th down.
Well, positive yardage is positive yardage, and he got what he could before getting out. But it still leaves him short of the first after what looked like a broken play.
Riley Patterson ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. The kick by Patterson is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Going to feel just a little bit better going into halftime. Anytime you score points right before the final frame, and for the kicker, he pays off his teammates' hard work.
And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime. First and 10, Prescott. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Yeah, here we go.
Again on 2nd and 10, Prescott. That's caught by Williams. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And 4th and 4 coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here comes the final play of our first half.
Here we go.
Back to throw it. Bails out of the pocket quick. The pass is incomplete, but hold on here. We've got a flag on the field. Here's the call. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. The story is halfway told. Let's see what the back half has in store as we get started in the third quarter. Here's Duvernay on the return. This makes it up to the 25.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10. Okay, the wide receiver is going to get it to begin the drive. And he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. Second down coming up.
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
Here's Richardson. Gets it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10.
Ready, go!
Handoff now to the receiver. Having gained about a handful there. Stop that time by Jamel Dean.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too. Creating the space for a solid pickup.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now second and 5. Richardson now. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
Well, we have seen the value of a big physical tight end. Just like that. Those post routes downfield, so hard to defend. The great tight ends, the physical tight ends, it's almost as if they're posting up on the low block in basketball, and you can't get around them.
First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. Ooh, they're on that one. Second down's going to end up in a loss of yards. Offense up to the line fast.
A 2-yard loss brings up third and 7.
Richardson on third. Has his man, it's cut by Andrews. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. Patterson on for the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. A costly unforced error, and they get flagged for roughing the kicker. Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. All set to go now from the 35. Here's Williams to start the drive. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Dak to the air here. Screen here for Williams. And a gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face third down.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
He's able to hit Flowers, caught. This is going to be down to, looks like about the opposing 36 for their next snap. A gain of 26 yards there. And that's going to bring up first down. Handoff goes to Williams, running right. Cuts it to the right sideline. And it won't be a touchdown, Brock, but it sure was close. He winds up out of bounds just about a yard shy of the goal line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
First down, Melbourne.
Williams can't push it across. They make the stand, and it looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
They'll look to run with Williams. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Sentinels start the second half with some needed points. Javonte Williams, the touchdown! All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Sentinels cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Here's Duvernay on the return. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Dallas getting everybody set. They've got first and 10.
Go.
Play action with Richardson. He rolls to his right. Has a man downfield. It's Pittman. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They got 21 yards on the play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Let's go.
Another give to the wideout. Man, he has been busy. Some good running here as he gets him 7 on that first down carry.
Brought down by Martin Emerson. A 7-yard pickup.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3.
At the 42-yard line.
Go. Ready, right?
Running left with Pacheco. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
He was brought down by
With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Working quickly here.
It's fourth down.
Looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And into the end zone he goes for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Patterson on for the extra point. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. A costly unforced error, and they get flagged for roughing the kicker. Here's Patterson now to kick this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. All set to go now from the 35. First down, here's Dak. Complete out to the right. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 42-yard line.
On second down, a run with Williams. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Dak now from the gun. Pass it downfield, working the left. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that gives him the first.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, that was so good, really, on 2 levels there defensively. Number 1, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And more importantly, in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Big strike downfield to Judy. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Kicked well, and this is good! And it pulls him back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can run either script you want. Onside kick or set it deep.
And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. First and 10 from the 32.
Come on. Set, flat, 70, set, go.
Going wide receiver on this series. And he'll make his way through for a kick of a 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal, top low 18. Top 19.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Put the body on the line for his team. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Running up the middle, Pacheco. He has this down to the 34. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to, and keep them from piling on those yards.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Let's go now. Bronco 80.
Right back to Pacheco. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Receiver gets it again. Man, they're keeping him busy. There it is. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. Breathtaking play there, stunning the defense and giving this offense one for the highlight reel, baby.
Yeah, just put another one on there, Kate. He is a threat to score anytime he touches the ball. The defense, well, they had him ready to go. They were ready to body him up in coverage, but receivers today, and we see it all the time, the best of them, they don't just do it through the air. They can use their legs as a weapon. That's a big-time touchdown run.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
First down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35. Throwing on first is Prescott. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 44. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. That's complete to Gesicki outright. And he's going to be hauled down on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Yeah, here we go.
Prescott on first and 10. Short pass brought in. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Looking quickly here. That throw it again. Caught, nice gain left side. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Sentinels now within one score in the fourth. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Corey Gallis on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Sentinels chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Sentinels 31.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returnable from the 1. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10.
Ready.
Play action. It's Richardson. Hauled in by Worthy, right side. And they're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. A strike for 23 yards. That'll be good for Dallas. First down.
Ready.
Right up the gut. He's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Cowboys leading by 7.
At the 44-yard line.
Okay, break.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Here we go. Go.
A first down carry for Pacheco. He spins right by him. He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
First down, and they go right back to it. Picks him up about 4 yards there. Second down coming up. Timeout taken by the defense. They're second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some clock.
Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the fourth. This play gives us an excellent opportunity, Brock, to talk about how well he sees the field with the ball in his hands, because that was a big part of that touchdown.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a handoff or gets hauled in on a 30-yard throw. The instincts, that's what it is. Instincts with a capital I. And the best running backs in the game today, they've got to do it as a runner, and they got to do it as a receiver.
Here's Patterson now to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. All set to go now from the 35. First and 10. Here's Prescott. Finds a seam down the middle. And they had somebody there for that quick stop, but a nice completion gets him across midfield. First and 10. Prescott. Completed to his running back. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Prescott here from the gun. Has a man downfield. This is Robinson. He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. Offense is hurrying, time running down. Here's Prescott, first and 10. Hits his running back. And he's going to be hit, sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Now it's Prescott again. Troutman with the grab. He's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact and come away with the catch, that's a
touchdown. The Sentinels now within 1 score in the fourth. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Corey Gallis on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Sentinels chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Sentinels 38.
So they're going to line up for the onside kick that may just decide this game. Just over a minute to play. And they get it here and recover the onside kick. Well, Brock, you can't blame him with how tough it is to recover an onside kick anymore. But he did hit it before it went 10 yards, so they had to throw the flag.
Ready.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. Well designed run. Here's Richardson.